I've been in that phase before where I'm okay with somebody earning 100,000. I don't think I am there again. The moment that you start telling Nigerian parents that you are earning, you call them mommy ejo, mo need so. People tend to shy away from having that conversation because of the many stereotype or the many belief or sentiment that is around that conversation. So I ask people, how are you doing it or whatever, and they'll just tell you, just God. It's God.
Hello everyone, I'm Similolua
And I'm Bukola.
Welcome to FunZ Podcast. Hello everyone, it's so good to have you here. Welcome to the very first episode of the FunZ Podcast, where we talk about everything fun, finance and lifestyle. I am Similolua and this is Bukola. Bukola, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Hope you are doing good too.
Oh yeah, I am fine, but I'm just very excited about today's topic.
Right.
Because we're going to be talking about something young people are not so comfortable talking about, money conversations.
Yes.
And I feel like this is a very important topic in this time and season we have, where people are growing and they need to understand how important it is to have conversations that affects their future, basically, and even the life they are building. Or what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a very important conversation, and the fact that we grew up, or a good number of us, especially in Nigeria, thinks that the conversation around money is a taboo. I mean, you would hear conversation or adage like the love of money is the beginning.
Yeah, right.
The love of money is the beginning of evil, or how is it said? And then you would think that the thought or the love of money, the need to chase after money as a value, because I mean, money is a value, is maybe evil and all of that, and then a good number of us want to, should I say, noble about it or be humble?
Yeah.
And then,
or even if you are earning so much, you don't want to mention this because you don't want people to look at you like, oh, are you really doing that much?
Right.
So I feel like this is very, very important, and I really hope that we get to enjoy this as much as we also get to learn, and even the viewers also get to enjoy this and also learn so much and are able to take so much from this episode.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about why money talks should not be a taboo. Why money talk should not be a taboo. I know when we hear taboo sounds like
something
forbidden. Yes, something like that
from the society. Because why? I think the first conversation will be about the awkwardness of money itself.
Yes,
right?
like why exactly is it a big deal? Or why do we not talk about money? So let me even ask you, why is talking about money such a big deal?
So I think that money can be attributed to a lot of things. Okay. I mean, when you have money, that is why they say that, you have not shown your true color, because
yes.
So it can be attributed to a lot of things. I mean, it can be attributed to ego, to character, to, in fact, stereotype, especially in Nigeria. When you see a young man doing well, you probably would think that he's doing Yahoo and all of that. So people tend to shy away from having that conversation because of the many stereotype or the many belief or sentiment that is around that conversation. So I think it's just the awkwardness of having to discuss it, right? Basically, I mean, you would ask people, how are you doing it or whatever, and they'll just tell you, just God. It's God. It's God.
Yeah, and I even think religious beliefs and even cultural beliefs take away that tendency or the intention behind when we get questions about money. For example, when you ask people how much they are earning, it looks like you're asking them for their ATM pin. I'm just asking you, how much are you earning?
They will never give you the right figure. They will never.
And they run away too because of billing. Because if you know I'm earning like 1 million naira and you have a problem, you're texting me first.
Yeah.
So there is so much around this topic, and it makes that conversation even harder. So have you ever had like a personal experience where you felt like that conversation was going off, or that awkward money conversation?
Yes, actually. I mean, I think a good number of time, and that is maybe having it with, I mean, you would have your secondary school. I think the one that I can remember very well would be that myself and my secondary school mates, we met and then we'll start discussing, oh, how are you doing? How has it been for you? And then you start talking about blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm currently working. And then one of the questions they'll pop is, oh, how much is that particular?
Or where are you working?
Where are you working? And then you tell them, and then it's like, how much are they paying? And you start thinking, should I tell them the actual figure? Should I bring it down? And because you don't want people to size you up. And yeah, so definitely I've had instances like that. I don't even tell people. I mean, you can relate. The last post that I put up, I had to put ×3. I mean, ×8.
You put ×8 because I am making money.
Don't do that to me.
You put ×8 of the money they pay NYC people at that time, 70K ×8. That's...
We are broadcasting. We are talking, okay, the awkwardness of money, no problem.
That's like a lot of money. A lot of money. I feel like for me, it's when people expect how much. So, for example, if you say that you are working on a particular project, there is this expectation that they should be paying you this amount. And it's like, maybe for example, they are paying you 200K for a particular project, and the person is starting with, I know how much they are paying you, Jerry, it's going to be like 300K. The moment you just run back, like, yeah, they won't pay me 300K, so let me not even start having these conversations. And even when you now have these conversations, people don't believe you.
Yes.
They feel like you are lying or you are trying to hide things from them. And for me, I feel like if I'm making money from a particular thing and it could also help you make money, why not talk about it? Why not share it? You making that same money is not stopping me from making my money. The world is very big. The sky is also very big for you to make as much money as I will make or even more. And that's very fine. So I think this conversation really matters, and it's very important that even as young people, as people who are starting their career, they have conversations like this. They talk about their financial life, because if you cannot even talk about these things with your friends, you would see a lot of things that happen on social media, like relationships.
Yes.
And I would see questions like, can you tell your husband or can you tell your wife how much you're earning? And I'm like boyfriend and girlfriend, I didn't know even supposed to know how much they're earning.
No, exactly.
Not to now talk of husband and wife, and you cannot. So there's just so much to this money conversation. So why do you think money conversations are very important?
So I'm going to pick it up from the last thing that you said, and that is the fact that money is actually tied to trust. Right?
Yeah.
There is this conversation around how it is money that spoils friendship and all of that.
True.
Yes, the trustworthiness of a person can be determined by how well they can be able to be open about the conversation around money. And it is not just about the trustworthiness or trust itself. It's the fact that money is also tied to a lot of things, our value, right? To place value on yourself, on relationship, on life well-being. It's just a very important conversation, because it's also one of the major factors that determine our day-to-day activities. So it is just very important, basically, to discuss it in terms of career building, relationship building, and every aspect. I mean, you talked about how money also it can also affect the quality of relationship, in fact. Yes. And I mean, the trustworthiness of two partners can affect. So it's a deep conversation.
I love what you mentioned, and I will also start from the parts where, if, for example, I'm earning 200K in a month, and we are going for, let's say, an hangout, a date or something, I'm earning 200K. I don't think you should be expecting me to come somewhere for one day and expect me to spend 200K. So the moment you begin to have important conversations, or you begin to talk about how much you earn, it helps people, I won't say bring down their expectations, but it also avoids them over asking for things. Because if you appear or you pretend to be someone who is earning 1 million naira, you could go out with your friend and they're expecting you to pay for everything they've bought. And because you're also trying to protect your image, you pay.
Right.
Then you drink Gary for like the remaining part of the month.
Is it fear of rejection or fear of judgment? I mean, people cannot just outrightly say, sorry, I know if you afford this thing, no, please, thank you very much.
Oh yes, that one too is very part of it, because if you can't afford something, buy this thing at this time. I can't afford it for now. That's okay.
It's okay. Just be open about the conversation.
It's okay. I can't pay for this now.
And we should not also forget the people that overprice things. I mean, they tell you how much are you earning 200. I mean, you're earning 200k, and they ask you, and then you are saying 600,000 and all of that. That is also one of it. Is I think it also can be. We can also say it's fear of judgment, and because you don't want people to see you less or to judge you, and because of that, you also want to overprice or think that you're broke. And what is wrong with being broke, by the way?
A lot is wrong. But
No, I'm not taking this from the aspect of maybe in terms of the quality of life. I'm just saying that, okay, this is where I am currently. I'm currently working hard to leave this particular phase that I'm currently in, but I am currently broke. Please be open about it so that you can get help.
I was going to mention that it brings help, because the moment you keep pretending, there are certain people I know currently, and if I get a gig of, let's say, 250k, I can't call them. And the reason why I can't call them is because they appear like it's small. So I can't call you. But imagine if these people are pretending, but because you've some way somehow appeared to be more than that. I get that you should rate yourself very high. I mean, package yourself, do all of those things.
Branding.
But even though, if you don't have the money, talk.
Say it.
Like, say it and have that conversation. And we talked about relationship, and even studies show that 1 in 3 couples argue about money, and over a third of this conversation or this argument happened because of a lack of this communication about finances. And you mentioned that money equals status, because nobody wants to admit that they are not living up to expectations. So after school, after NYSC, maybe you're that intelligent person that graduated with a first class, you've done your master's. When you say you can't afford certain things, people feel like you're stingy.
Yeah.
Or yes, they think you are stingy or you are not good enough. So it's, in as much as we are talking about how it's important for young people to speak up, we also need to help people understand that if you want people to have money conversations with you, you also need to give them that room, that space. They need to trust you enough to talk about, to have that conversation with you.
It is very, very important. So, I mean, should I ask the question again? And that is, how do you think you've actually started with one solution, and that is that people should also be open to conversations, no judgments, right? No judgments about this. And then for people that also want to be more open, one of the things is that you should start small, right? Start very small, start with, and then start with, if you want to have that kind of conversation, you should also start with people that are close to you. Right, people that that are trustworthy to have that kind of conversation.
I don't even think you should go about
talking about
that. Everybody, I'm earning 600k, I'm earning 2 million,
and all of that. So it is also very important that we do that. And then, I mean, we've spoken about being honest, and then setting boundaries. Right, you can also set boundaries around conversation. If you are not comfortable to talk about conversation around money, if someone asks you, just tell them, sorry, I'm not comfortable with
talking about
having this conversation with you. And I mean, I think we are good. I mean, we'll be good with that. Yes. So.
And I also think, okay, we talked about honesty. Like, if you can't afford something, say that I can't afford this thing at this particular time, or this is something I can afford maybe in like 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months, depending on how much that thing is. then also collaborate. And by collaborating, I mean, for example, when you have trips or events, or even Uber or rides, if where you're going to is going to cost, let's say, 30K, and you have a friend going to that same place, even if you have the money, there's no harm in saving 15K. Actually. That 15K can go somewhere else. So you and the friend can go together. You pay 15K, she pays 15K, or he pays 15K, and you guys are fine. So I also think that it's very important that young people find ways to minimize the amount that they spend. Live like a young person. Right. Live like an old person. In fact, live like someone that is a father of 30 people. And they'll say also like you are married, also like you have kids. But at the same time, live like you are feeding 100 people. Because the moment and now this is not to say that you should not spend money, or you should, because there is the ability to save, and there's also the ability to oversave.
Oh yeah.
And by oversave, I mean, for example, you are earning 200K or 300K or 400K, and let's say you're a Christian and you pay your tithes 10%. Let's say out of 300K, that's 30K. You have 270. I'm not saying you should save 270,000 naira. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that even if you want to spend, don't overspend. Bukola, why are you smiling?
I know you're looking at me. It's me. I know. Just direct. If you want to talk to me direct, my woman. Talk to me direct.
I'm just saying for everybody, learn to don't overspend, and at the same time, take care of yourself too.
Yeah, right.
You are working for this money. So it's okay if you spend this amount on yourself. It's okay if you buy things for yourself. But just be open to having conversations around this thing. Be open to, in a relationship, if you get into a relationship with someone, when you get to that stage where you're supposed to talk about how much you earn, or I'm not saying that you should get into a talking stage today and the first thing you're talking about is how much are you earning?
Like, why?
If we're talking for the first day and you're asking me how much am I earning,
there's problem.
I don't understand. Is it that you are trying to what exactly is going to, are you looking for my money, or
are you looking
you are looking for someone that is rich, and you are looking at I can't be with this person,
this kind of person.
Do you have a car? Conversation.
I mean, this brings me to, sorry to interject, this brings us to another conversation. This conversation about the money in relationship, because this thing that we are talking about, yes, women, you look at like the women, right? They do not want to date under, right? And I mean, the tendency for men to want to overprice themselves and want to like put more value and say, oh, how much are you earning? And they want to say, oh, I'm earning 400, 500, 1 million, and all of that. Because this is also a very important conversation. I mean, we could discuss on how do young people go about these things, right? How to go about it. If you like a girl and you think that this girl is beyond your pay role and all of that, and I mean, they're already asking you, what do you do in that instance? Do you tell them, oh, I'm currently earning 100,000, doing that this person is probably earning 600? But to be honest, I don't think that should be a problem, to be honest.
Okay. Before you continue, so let's say, okay, I know how much, but let me not give an exact figure. Let's say you are earning 700K. Can you date someone earning 100K?
Don't do that.
Yes or no?
Put me in that spot.
Yes or no?
Okay, wait. I'm going to answer this. Don't put me in that spot, please. So let's do this.
What are we doing?
Let's do this. I'm not facing you. Let's do this, please. So, guys, it is okay to say your real price, but please be also open to face the consequence of your truthfulness or your honesty, right? Because I mean, I would appreciate if the guy tells me that, oh, what I'm earning is 100,000 and not overprice himself. But do I think that I would go for that guy? To be honest, at the current phase that I am, no. I've been in that phase before where I'm okay with somebody earning 100,000. I don't think I am there again. So, I mean, there are phases. So there is this particular conversation that we have not dealt with, and that is the conversation regarding the awkwardness of money conversation with our parents. The moment that you start telling Nigerian parents that you are earning, you call them, mommy ejo, mo need, so. Jabotin shisha. Are you not already working? Why do you need this money? And these things, and sometimes they would want to ask you, maybe you just got a job. I mean, when I got my job, and then my dad was asking me, how much are you going to be earning now? And then I told him, since then, if I call my dad, he'll be like, why are you calling me? And this is not just about the Nigerian parent conversation. I mean, they can't understand. It's also about like the family, extended family, and the black task. This black task concept of people maybe in outside of the country or people within the country, and they are doing well. They also try to I mean, as much as we want to talk about how it is very important that young people or people are comfortable with talking about money, it is also very important that we talk about the problems, right, that people face because they are just being honest about their daily life. And that is, people know that you're earning, and then your family member all of a sudden think that they have the rights to ask you for money, and then if you don't maybe give them. I mean, we've seen conversations on Twitter where people would complain about how they probably gave maybe a family member money, let's say 10,000, and they did not come back to thank them or appreciate what they did. And it's usually because, I mean, you're earning 10 million, why are you giving me 10,000? And this is a conversation that we have to look at too. So it is just very important that as much as we want to encourage people to talk about how much they earn, we should also know that you should not. It is not your money, my guy. It is another person's money. Yeah. So I mean, to me.
Yeah, you've said a lot of things, and this has even been a very, very good topic. I'm saying very, very, very good topic because these are conversations that we need to start having. The moment you start making money, things like this will always come up. So you don't have to wait until you even start making money. The moment you start building a career, we need to start having these conversations. So just to give a recap on everything that we have said, we emphasize that money talks are not rude. They are necessary conversations that should be had. Then we also talked about how you need to start small. You don't have to spill your entire savings or the entire money you are making in a month, but at the same time, start somewhere. Just talk about what is relevant and even to the right people. Then we also talked about how you should set boundaries. It's okay to say no. If someone is asking you, how much are you earning? How much are you earning? How much are you earning? It's okay to say, no, I don't want to talk about this. Aside even money matters, no. If you cannot do something at this particular time, say no. It's fine. Nobody will kill you. And people will understand that you have other things that you want to do. Is there any other thing you want to mention?
I think we have pretty much dealt with every conversation. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been an exciting time with you.
Really.
And I enjoyed this conversation.
I do too.
And I also hope that everybody watching this video enjoyed this conversation and they also get to learn one thing or the other. Then remember, this is also all about FunZ. FunZ is coming very, very soon, and we are coming to help you save better, coming to help you invest even more, and to also help you learn. We have a blog where we talk about finances, your financial life, investment, savings, and everything that just has to do with money. right? And this is also a good time to subscribe, like, share, and just be loud about this. Be loud. Tell people about this particular podcast because you are going to learn so much from this. Also follow us on our social media platform on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and every other social media platform that we have, X. And again, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and bye, guys.
See you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.